hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Revalo, cake decorator, coach, and teacher, and I am here to empower my fellow cake artists to be creative and to work together as a tight cake community by providing information and opportunities for all, regardless of their level of expertise and knowledge. If you are a cake artist, cake decorator, baker, or cake enthusiast and want to be coached for success, this podcast is for you. Let me help you set achievable goals, understand that managing your time, having a positive mindset, understanding your customer, selling, using social media for your cake business, and knowing how to teach your craft are all as important as flour, sugar, and eggs. Let me share with you what has worked for me, all from a very personal and down-to-earth perspective. I want for you to put your name out there, not to be stressed with time and working hours, and to participate in cake collaborations and competitions, so one day you will be that cake artist featured in a cake magazine or teaching at international events, just like me. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Cristina here. This quick hello today is just to introduce the new episode for today. We have another episode with two very special guests who are nominees for the Delicious Magazine's awards, the DMAs, who are happening next Saturday. I'm recording this part on Tuesday, like I always do, but the episode was pre-recorded last week. So of course I want to dedicate this episode to the DMAs, to the best person that could organize this amazing award, which is Kelly Jane. Kelly, thank you for giving us all of the community these awards this year and for bringing us together. We're going to be together this Saturday on Leeds Castle in England, and it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to go there and see everybody and hug everybody. It's going to be a highlight of this year for sure. And I want to dedicate this episode to her, and I want to dedicate this episode to Delicious Magazine. They have a very special issue now who's out, is the steampunk issue, which I love because I love steampunk and I love creating steampunk pieces. So you're going to see a lot of steampunk in this, with of course the interview, the features, the tutorials, the regulars like the cake business, Black Sheep custom cakes, Square Kitchen, and many more, collaborations, competitions, plus you get a free 44-page supplement about the upcoming International Salon Culinaire, and you can subscribe and save up to 45% on every month issue. So please follow the link that I'm going to be leaving here. Let's support this magazine that is very dear, very special to all of us. Let's support Kelly, and let's wish Kelly and everyone nominee for this Saturday DMA's awards the best of luck. And lots of love for everyone. I cannot wait to see you all there. And just to let you know, the next week's episode is going to be a little bit late. It's not going to be on Tuesday. It's going to be on Friday because I'm flying back from the UK on Tuesday, and I want to give you a very, very fresh episode with all the news and all the details about the awards. So today's episode is with Emily Hankins. I'm sorry, Emily, that I mispronounced your name on the episode when I was interviewing you, and with my dear, lovely flower sister, as she calls herself, Miriam Pearson. Listen to today's episode, a lot of takeaways, and just get to know a little bit more about these amazing ladies from our cake community. Enjoy. I hope you like it. I'll talk to you at the end of the episode. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Cristina here. I'm super happy because today I have two amazing, lovely ladies and cake artists here with me, Emily and Miriam. Hello, girls. How are you today?
Hello.
Oh, hello, Miriam. Miriam is just walking around the house with a phone. That's good. Give us a tour,
Miriam's
Miriam.
playing catch up all of a sudden.
Oh, she's plugging everything now. Good.
Yeah.
Emily, how are you, sweetie?
I am good, thank you very much. It's really lovely to chat to you and to actually get to see you as well. I know everybody else can't see that we can see each other, but it's very lovely to get to see you
It is
too.
lovely. At one point, I'm going to, go to or start recording video in the episodes too, so we can share it somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
All platforms are sharing everything in video, but I haven't got there yet. But I will. I will. So everybody will see how much fun we have together. Miriam, you already plugged everything that you had to plug in there? Yeah.
Sorted.
Very good. Girls, so good to have you here. We are continuing our special episodes for the DMA's nominees. We already had one last week. It was a lot of fun with Catalina and Debbie Locke, both flower artist nominees. Now we have Miriam, flower artist nominee. Emily, you're nominee for more than one category, right? Or just
No,
painting?
just the one. Just the
Just
one.
painting. Just painting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Just one.
super chuffed with that. Super chuffed.
Yeah, absolutely. Miriam, how are you feeling with your nomination?
Feeling really good. Haven't really had much time to think about it, but yeah, the closer it's getting, it's like I'm actually in the finals, so it's kind of really, really good. Actually, very kind of proud because it's such a thing to even get nominated. And I think for all of us to reach the final, but just to get nominated because it's from our customers and our students and our friends and all of that. So I think that's what makes it pretty special.
It is special, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it's not just
Yeah.
it's not just an award that somebody decided to give to you. It's your peers and the community that is supporting us. So it's great. How do you feel? Because I'm gonna confess, I think I said it before. After the nomination, I feel like I need to step it up, like I feel like more responsibility. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what's next?
I
Even
need to
whatever,
sit
if I
up
win or
straighter.
not, but I feel like you need to, you need to step up your game. What are you going to do
Yeah.
next? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I completely get what you mean. I absolutely understand what you're saying there. And, being, like you say, being nominated is a really massive thing. It's just out of all of the huge community of cake artists across the world, to be nominated is just a wonderful thing. But you feel a huge responsibility. And it's like, oh, all of these people think that I'm a good cake artist, so I kind of have to be one, really. And yeah, and I think we all, because we're creative people, we all struggle a little bit with the whole, imposter syndrome jobby, and we all kind of worry about things like that sometimes. And yeah, I think on the one hand, it makes you feel, okay, I can do this. And on the other hand, the little bit of you that's paddling really hard underneath is going, oh my God, I've got to be good enough. I need to be good enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I absolutely get what
Definitely.
you mean.
You couldn't
Yeah.
describe it better. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's like there's two of you and two of us at the same time. One is like, yeah, like the little kid, very proud, like, yeah, I'm there, and the other is like, oh my God, what am I
Yeah,
doing here? Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Miriam, is that the same for
absolutely.
you?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, it's the fact because we all, for the majority of us, we work on our own. And sometimes you think, oh my God, I just so exhausted, all the pulling and tearing and social media and keeping up with orders and doing all of this and selling myself. And when you get a nomination like this, I was talking to somebody else last week and you suddenly realize people were watching, people were taking note of my work and how you've
Yeah,
improved and all of that. That often you think while you're paddling away, like what you say, Emily, while you're paddling away, you think you're getting nowhere, but look at us now, like you're nominated for these awards, and it's like the long yards paid off. So
yeah,
now, now I see
yeah,
kind of why all that hard work, why those long hours kind of were for, and the late nights and everything.
yeah,
So, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Makes it
Definitely.
worthwhile.
it does.
Oh
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
definitely, definitely. And it's funny you mentioned, I mean, it's funny now because we all live it, right? You just mentioned the we all work by ourselves in our houses, studios, or whatever we work. It's like we barely talk to other cake artists. Maybe the cake
Yeah,
events when we see each other, we're all excited to see each other. but it's just us all the time, and it's us. I don't know if for you it's like that. It's us battling ourselves in our minds, like,
Yeah.
am I good enough? Am I doing this the right way? Is this gonna work? Is this going to sell? Is this class going to be good? I mean, all of those things, it's just us. We don't have anybody to share it with. Maybe our families or friends, but
Yeah.
mainly is an internal dialogue all the time. And feeling like, oh, there's, I guess the nomination for me was with cake friends, is like, okay, I might be doing something right because people is noticing, right? People is
Yeah.
noticing that this thing is
Yeah.
working, and that's where the feeling of responsibility comes in,
Yeah.
right? I have to confess also that I don't want to think about winning or losing. I just want to savor the moment of being
Yeah.
a nominee,
Yeah.
right? And I always,
Yeah.
when I think when I catch myself thinking, is like, am I going to win? Am I going to lose? If I win, what am I going to say? I was like, Christina, don't talk. Just forget it. Forget it.
No,
You're a nominee.
the biggest achievement is the being there and the
It is.
fact that we are going to be there, and the seeing your name up on the big screen and all of that stuff.
Yes,
It's such a huge achievement, and
it is.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I don't want to think about the whole winning and losing bit, because
Mm.
actually I kind of feel like I've won anyway, because I've
Yeah.
been nominated, so that's sort of the biggest
Yeah,
thing anyway.
it is. It is. It is. Because
Mm.
when you think about winning or losing, then there comes this, this part of imposter syndrome, or what would I
Yeah.
say, or what would, even, I think, I don't know if you guys, but I even think is like, what would other people say if I win? I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in my head, and I try not to think about it. But yeah, it's like, I mean, your name is going to be up there with people that do the same that you do.
Yeah,
It's like, wow, you're gonna be. It's like an Oscar moment, the nominees
yeah,
are, and then you
it
are. It's
is.
like, oh my
It's
god,
our Oscars.
is there
Yeah.
Oscars?
It
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
only remember when I was a kid. I always said that I wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to win
Yeah.
an Oscar when I was a kid. And I used to play, in the shower, the shampoo, like, thank you to the Academy. So, so I can't stop thinking about that right now. It's like, well, maybe all the rehearsal that I had with my shampoo bottles is going to pay off now. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
I'm
crazy.
gonna be visualizing you on stage doing that now. You
Oh,
know
I
I'm
that,
should too.
with your
I'm going to
shampoo
bring
bottle.
I'm going to bring a bottle of shampoo.
Oh, there you go. Why did I speak now? There, everybody's going to show me a shampoo bottle. If I win, I'm going to get, yeah, yeah. You bring the shampoo.
I will.
Very good. And I'm gonna do the same for you guys. I'm just gonna show the shampoo. You guys win. Emily, you already won Cake Masters for painting. I mean, you've been through all these feelings. How was it? And is it different now? Because you already won.
Yeah, I mean, because I've won already, effectively, I sort of feel like I'd like somebody else to win.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's lovely, and I mean, oh gosh, it was such an amazing evening, and it was such a lovely thing, and I really wasn't expecting it, and it was really, really quite emotional.
Yeah.
And it means the world to have won it. It really does, have won the Cake Masters Award. So yeah, to be nominated for this one was a huge thing, and it was really, really, and I am super duper chuffed. And obviously, it would be lovely to win, but I also feel it would be lovely for somebody else to win it, and to feel
Of
that
course.
excitement and that validation, and all of the things that come with
Yeah.
winning as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny you mentioned that, and Catalina, who was here in the last episode, who also won, said exactly the same. It's like, I've already been there, and I know all
Yeah,
the rush and all the feelings and everything. So I really wish somebody else, get the chance
yeah,
to live it as well, to be there as well. Yeah,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah, Miriam, for you, is it the first time you're nominated?
First time ever, yeah.
Yeah.
First time reaching the finals. And I think that's why I appreciate so much being in the finals, because I have been nominated a couple of times, but never reached the final for the Cake Masters and
Mm-hmm.
DMAs. So I think when you hear the figures as well that Kelly Jane was talking about, was something like 10,000 votes and all these
It's
votes.
crazy.
She had figures up on it. And it's just like, actually to come through that pile, you know, or that however many nominees are that, and to get through it, I'm like, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
because, you know, we all work really hard, but to have any of these nominations, it's just, they really do mean an awful lot to us. I think probably people don't realize how much, like when you're on social media, every time someone comments or likes or shares or something like that, all of that and all of these nominations, they really do mean an awful lot, because it's like I was saying, you're on your own 99% of the time. So suddenly it's like, oh, somebody is looking at what I'm doing. And it
Definitely.
really is. It's really,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's really lovely. Yeah. So
Oh,
nice
yeah.
to be there. I'm not thinking about any further than I'm in the final 5.
That we're there. We're there. We're going to have fun.
And
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're going to get all, you know, dolled up with our
Glammed
dresses and
up
comfortable
and have
shoes
fun with our
comfortable
friends.
shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're going to
Yeah,
see our
exactly.
friends. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a highlight.
And
Definitely.
actually
That's a
see our
plus.
friends, and for once we're running to work, because
Yes.
normally when we're at Cake International, I have to go here, I have to go there, and you're just grabbing
Yeah.
seconds, you know,
Mhm.
with people. So it'll actually be really nice to just have an evening with our friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We're not thinking about, transporting big pieces or
Yeah.
or flower arrangements to a cake
X-ray
competition.
machines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's just for fun. Just
That's
for
right.
fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. It's funny, girls, because I jumped into the DMA's awards and I just start asking you things. And I assume you do know each other, right?
Yep.
We do.
Okay, just to get it out of the way. I assume you do. I mean, we all be together in Cake International, but it's like, you do know each other.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
do.
but the thing,
We
I
do.
mean, I feel like we know each other well, Miriam, but I think we've
Yeah.
probably only ever met a couple of times at
Twice,
Cake
I
International.
think.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in passing, but I feel
Yeah.
like we know each other well.
It's funny because that happens. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the social media because we're constantly there and we're seeing more or less, I'm not going to say the same faces, but it's more or less the same people around, right? We have this
Yeah.
pack of people that we communicate, but we actually see each other once a year for maybe
That's
2
it.
or 3 moments, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
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 But we do
Yeah.
feel like that we know each other.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, Emily, from giving my perspective of how I met you online, of course, during the pandemic, like everybody
Yeah,
else.
absolutely.
Me. So I start following your amazing paintings and your work. I mean, if you don't know who Emily, by the way, is Emily Hawkins?
Emily Hankins. Emily
Hankins,
Hankins.
because I
Yeah.
keep saying Emily, but I'm not saying her last name. Sorry. She
It's
is
okay.
an amazing wedding cakes painter, artist, cake artist, but she does
I
beautiful
specialise in cocoa butter painting. That's what my
with
specialism is.
the cocoa butter, right?
Yes.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
an amazing technique that I haven't yet mastered because my cocoa butter keeps getting cold and lumpy. But anyway, I have to take one of your classes. I do.
So that's a conversation for another day. We'll cover that.
That's for another day. I'm going to take the class, and I recommend you to take the class as well. And she's an amazing artist, but she's the sweetest person. And I think I know. I put a picture of you on after this last Cake International, saying that was the best hug I got on Cake International. I mean, it was the tightest, loveliest hug that I got from Emily. And I remember in the Cake Masters Awards 2 years ago, you were sitting at the table behind me when you won. And when you see people online, but you don't know if they know who you are, and you're like, well, I know who Emily is, but I don't know if she knows who I am. But I was so happy that you won that I just got to the table and said, I'm happy that you won. And you were like, oh, thank you for coming and saying that. I was like, oh, it was so lovely. You're such a lovely person, Emily. And
bless you.
no, it is. It's true. And well, Miriam, you're my cake sister, and one day you're going to do flowers.
The flower sister.
Yeah, flower sister. But the thing is that when we see people online, we have this idea, right? But when you meet them in person and they match the idea that you create in your head, it's just amazing. And
Oh.
I have to say, there's a lot of people like that in the industry, but there's a lot of people who's not. So it's always so nice to see that the person that you see online is the same in person, and it's the same love and the same affection. So I just wanted to say that today in the show, Emily, that
As are
and you
your
are
Oh,
you're
bless.
kisses.
by far the best hug on Cake International. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, you better be bracing yourself for another good hug when I see you next week.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's right. It's only 1 week and
Oh,
something to
10
go.
Mm,
days. 10
1
Oh,
days
week.
away.
oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to think about that. Okay. Let's go back to our show. Miriam is a fantastic flower artist who just won gold and best in show for Bake International. Right, Miriam? There you
Yeah.
go, girl. There you go. Yeah.
Look at
Oh, she's showing us.
Oh, he's
Ah, there's a ribbon. Very
got the
good. Very
ribbons.
yeah.
good. I mean, Miriam was in our show before. I'm sure if you followed the podcast, you heard the episode where I'm not gonna say she shares. She educates us on how to participate on cake competition, because it was like a complete guide that you gave us, and I'm so happy that you got best in show and then you won your goals, and then you did it, because I know how hard you work for that. You're really into the competitions, and how much
Yeah.
you work for that. So congratulations again. So I
Thank
mean,
you.
there's not these two ladies are just amazing, and I'm so happy that you guys have the chance
Aw.
to be here with me today. So now that we took out of the way that you do know each other, right? You do.
We do.
Share with everyone here in the podcast. We usually, because in the podcast we not only talk about cakes, we talk about how do you feel running your own business? How do you feel winning awards? What is the mindset behind it? What's going on with the person inside, with the cake artist, not just the business. So let's start with Emily. Emily, you work with wedding cakes. Do you
I
still
do.
do you sell your wedding cakes, or you're mainly teaching right now? What are you doing right
So I would say it's probably about 50-50.
now? Okay.
So I still make a lot of wedding cakes, and I do a lot of teaching. I do the teaching in person, and I do lots of teaching online. I write lots of tutorials and do lots of videos and things like that. But my passion, the thing that made me fall in love with cakes was clients and working with brides and grooms and working and making wedding cakes. That's what I love.
Oh,
So I couldn't give it up. I don't think I could give up making the wedding cakes. I've been chatting to a client today, actually, and sometimes quite a lot of, I live in Cornwall in the UK, and Cornwall is by the sea, and it's quite a nice little destination place to get married. So quite a lot of my clients come from other areas in the UK and come to Cornwall to get married. So I do quite a lot of Zoom chats and things with clients, and I just really enjoy getting to know people and getting to know their story, and then putting some of that into their wedding cake. And yeah, as you said, I paint cakes. So primarily I paint flowers, but I paint landscapes and animals and things on cakes as well. And I love all of those personal things, including Granny's favourite flower in their design, or
oh.
the place where they met in an illustration and things like that. And yeah, I mean, I still get to make different cakes all the time. They're still all completely unique. But yeah, I love making wedding cakes.
Oh,
It
that's
really
lovely.
is. Yeah,
That's
it really is
lovely.
the bit that makes me happy.
It's great that you include all of these little details into their cakes. And for me, it's amazing that you say that what you love is the clients, because my
It's not
story
always the case
my
for
story is the
everybody.
opposite. I stopped doing wedding cakes because of the clients.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
And don't get me wrong, there have been a few clients that have
yeah,
made me question my life choices,
yeah.
but but generally they're a joy to work with.
Ah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely. And you're part of something, something so important for them at that moment in their lives that that's beautiful. And how long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing it for about 12 years now.
Ah,
So I was looking back over some things a few days ago actually, and I couldn't quite believe how long it's been really. I mean, I knew it was in numbers, but looking back over photos and things of right at the beginning and how far I've come, how far things have developed, how much weddings have changed
yeah.
in that time. Um, but yeah, 12 years, and I feel I feel like I've kind of am happy in my own style now. If you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
I found found myself and found my style and found my niche, and I yeah, yeah,
Oh, I love
I'm
that you say
comfortable there.
that. And we're going to go back to that after listening to Miriam story, because that is something that I usually ask people here is how that moment when you see it, say, this is me. This is my style. This is what I do. So we're going to go
Yeah.
back to that. Miriam, tell us about your story. How long you been doing what you do?
What I do? Well, I set up my business almost 21 years ago,
Wow.
so 2003. Um, my business came about I initially started doing wedding cakes. Um, I kind of had always dabbled in them a little bit, and people were saying you should set up and all the rest, as they always say when you're doing these things. And my business came about then in 2003. I kind of bit the bullet and I said, right, I was in a sticky job and kind of not so pleasant people. And I thought, okay, let's just do this. Let's go for it. And so originally I started to do wedding cakes, celebration cakes and all the rest. And I gave them up, I think 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. Unlike Emily, I fell out of love with wedding cakes. I completely fell out of love with wedding cakes. But I'm 20 years down the line, Emily.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just kind of thought, I really want to do something different. I had started kind of trying selling my toppers online, and it was starting to gather a bit of momentum. So I kind of thought, let's do this. Let's just bite the bullet, because I couldn't do both. If I was doing wedding cakes, I was working on all week, delivering them at weekends, doing wedding fairs at weekends. Then I was trying to make the toppers in between. And it's just, I work long days anyway, and I like working long days. I work 12, 14-hour days, which I really enjoy. But I was just like, I can't keep going like this. Something has to give. So about 5 years ago, as I say, I'd fallen completely out of doing the wedding cakes, and I thought, okay, I'm going to just go for it. And now I opened a shop then, famously opened a shop 2 weeks before lockdown, after 18 years in business. Open for 2 weeks, lockdown for 2 years, near enough.
Yeah.
Open, close, open,
Bless
close.
you.
And lots of different things happened. But actually, lockdown for me was a positive thing. As hard as it was a positive thing, because I grew this online community, and my flower club came out of it, and my online classes came out of it. So lots and lots of different things came out of it that otherwise wouldn't have happened, because I would never have had time to do online
Yeah.
as much classes. So, it's kind of, for me, it did positive come out of it. So after 2 years of all the shenanigans of 2020 and 2022, I closed my shop, not by choice, but because the town flooded and we had to clear out the shop on Christmas Day.
Truly.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awful.
Yeah, phone call Christmas Day. Customers ringing me Christmas Day, first of all, and I turned off the phone, because I was like, it's Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
Christmas Day.
And with the result, I missed the calls that there was a flood warning on. So by the time we got in at 8 o'clock Christmas night, the water was at my door.
Oh
So
gosh.
we were like, do we raise things up or do we get them out? So we decided we get them out. And actually, that's where community came together as well, because these hands just kept appearing and taking stuff out of the shop. And I was like, well, I'm either being robbed or they're saving my stock. So we cleared it out. And long story short, then basically my dad got ill, and I was like, okay, enough, writing's on the wall, close the shop, go back and work online. And I was very lucky, because my online business was really well established at that stage. So I could just flip back and go back online. And that's what I do. And I don't for shop now. I purely just work online. Everything gets posted out, and mainly I focus on sugar flowers, and I post them all over the world. So like a lot of people, if they're making cakes, they either don't like making sugar flowers or they don't have time. It's one or the other. For cake makers, you know, Emily, like the time that they take. So what I do then is I make flowers. It might be roses, it might be whatever, any sort of flowers. Or you have a home baker who's making their own wedding cake, but obviously they don't want to, not obviously, but they don't want to challenge on the flowers. So I'll make them and send them out. So I'm a kind of a cake mechanic. I don't make cakes, but I do the parts for cakes.
That's a really good way of putting it.
Something like that.
I love that. I love
and
that.
I just I've narrowed down quite a bit, and now I really want to focus more on the flowers, because I compete, as you know, as well. So, and then I teach a little bit online, and I have some live classes coming up, and that's what I want to focus on, because I'm kind of at a stage now. I want to love what I'm doing. I've done the long, hard yards, you know, and yeah, they've paid off, you know, but I want to just really love what I do. I want to be in love with my work again, and that's flowers. That's my thing. So
that's lovely. That's lovely. You know, what you just say, because that gives you a sense of true purpose and why you're doing it, not just because you want to make money or it's just a business.
Yeah,
no, it's because
for
you
me,
really,
it's not about money. Yeah,
you need to love what you're doing. Yeah.
You do. Yeah, and for me, it's not about money. It's not that I don't want to make money. Of course I do, but I just I want to love what I do more than I want to make a fortune.
Yeah.
That's where I said, I think things have been put in perspective for me, particularly in the last 2 or 3 years with everything that's gone on. And it's like, I know it's a saying, life's too short, but really, really life is too short. And I just want to enjoy going to work every morning and enjoy, you know, giving those products to people to enjoy. So,
that's lovely.
That's what I do. Yeah,
that's a great view, or a great point of view, because sometimes we get trapped in the even though, of course, I love to share with the community how to create a business and a profitable business, but sometimes we get trapped. And I have been feeling that, especially in this beginning of this year, like you know, like you're running to create this thing and to create this business, and you're so trapped in the idea of the business, and that you lose a little bit of track of why did I fall in love with this at the beginning. And I think there's and after the pandemic, because it was a pandemic, everything stopped. We were like, I don't know what to do. Then when everything went back to normal, it was like, okay, now let's hustle, let's work and work and work, because we didn't work for 2 years. But now I think it's almost like a tidal wave, you know, that comes and goes, and now it's starting to get calm. It's like, okay, let's just really recap and see what's going on. What do I really want to do, or where do I really want to focus? And it's very interesting that you mentioned that, because at the end of the day, you have to love what you do.
Well, the way I look at it as well is, so we've no kids. So the way I look at it is, if I drop tomorrow, my door will be pulled. Sweet Creations will stop. That's it. So I want to enjoy however long I have in this business and doing this. And I want to do something that I love, because like my husband always says, I just sort of say something about Sweet Creations. He says, your Sweet Creations, your Emily Hankins cakes, you know, and it's you. So it's kind of, why not enjoy it? I think that's probably the way I look at things now. Why not?
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's, I always say to people, I feel, you know, when I was little, I used to, you know, when people ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I'd always say I wanted to be an artist, because that's what I've always loved all my life. And it was only actually a few years ago that it actually dawned on me that I've done that. Actually, I've grown up and I've become an artist. And I feel grateful for that every day, that I get to be creative every day. I get to get my paintbrushes out every day and call this a business. You know, this is my job. And I don't take that for granted. Like you say, Miriam, you can't take that for granted. You know, we're incredibly lucky to get to do a job that we love every day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And actually, it's funny because I was taking notes while you guys were talking, and I thought of this as like if you could talk to your, I don't know, 10 years ago self and see where you're at right now, not only because of the wars, but everything that we have accomplished and how far we have come. What would you tell to that 10-year-old you back then? What would you say?
You know, that you're capable of bigger things than you think you are. You know, you're capable of more than you think you are. You know, I was very lucky to be brought up by lots of very strong, independent women. So I think, you know, I was always surrounded by people who had created their own businesses, who worked for themselves and had that kind of work ethic growing up. So I think there was always sort of going to be my direction, was to, you know, be self-employed and work for myself and do something for myself. But, you know, yeah, have believe in yourself. You can do more than you think you can.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. And if okay, Miriam, what about you? Then I'll sum up.
100% believe in yourself is a big thing, because I think, you know, when you're growing up and when you're teenagers or, you know, in school, whatever it is, there are so many times that you're knocked back or you're bullied or people make dirt out of you or teachers don't support you or whatever. And through, you know, all of that kind of stage of your life, if you like, there's so many people that will knock you back that it is very easy to lose all belief in yourself. It really is. And I know from personal experience, I do know how difficult that is and how difficult it is to live with. And I really think I still go back to do what you love and, you know, kind of just believe in yourself and just kind of take the plunge. I have a saying that I go by, and it's feel the fear and do it anyway. And it's like, just doing something. Like when I was giving up the cakes, I was like, am I doing the right thing? Am I crazy? Because they bring in good money, you know, and whereas a wedding cake will bring me in a few hundred, a cake topper will bring me in 50 quid, 100 quid if I'm lucky. So it's a massive thing, but I would definitely say do keep on chiseling away until you absolutely, like Emily, you've got your dream job now. You know, you didn't always have it because you always had to work your way towards having it. Same for me. I didn't have my dream job until only a few years ago, because I keep on just chiseling away and keep doing it, keep believing in it. It might seem like a stupid, crazy idea of something that you're trying to do, but just try it. Just keep on trying it and keep narrowing it down. And as I say, listen to your customers, because they'll tell you as well. And you just keep refining, you know, because often when you're in business, you come up with an idea that you think, oh, this is going to make me a millionaire, like, and you won't sell one. You know, we've all done that.
This is it.
I'm going to be so rich now, and you won't sing a single one. Nobody will comment on it. Nobody will do anything. But then you come up with these stupider ideas, and they're the ones that fly. So listen to your customers, because they will dictate. You know, they're the ones paying the bills, so they'll dictate. But I would definitely say believe in yourself, and also believe in your self-worth, because we don't. I think as cake artists and sugar artists in general, we don't realize the kind of gift that we have. You know, it really is a gift, because you're looking at a physical finished product as well, that people can physically see. I think we've got a huge gift that a lot of us don't appreciate.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I think it's a, I mean, there's so many things that you just say that I'm like, my mind is going, you should go with this and this and that. But going back to believing in yourself, which was, for both of you, mainly that was the message. If anybody who's listening to this episode right now and is starting in this business and is doubting that it's not going to get anywhere, it does. At some point, you get somewhere. And it's funny because sometimes it gets to the point where you never thought you were going to end up in the first place.
If somebody had told me 12 years ago that I would be sat here talking to you, waiting to go to an award ceremony next week. And, that I would have just come back from India having hosted a big cake show. If somebody had told me all of this stuff 12 years ago, I would have laughed in your face.
Exactly.
Because as far as I was concerned, making cakes was going to be a little bit of pin money while my son was born, and would get me through a little bit of a dry patch and give me something creative and fun to do before I went back to proper jobs.
Yes.
And
none of this makey up job that we have.
Yeah.
None of this pretend jobs.
Exactly. Where we have to be serious.
Yeah.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
It is.
Yeah, I'm still. I have that feeling every time. Well, it's not like I've been there a lot, but the 2 times that I've been in Cake International, and I see all of you, and I'm in the middle of all of that. I was like, never in my wildest dream I thought I was going to be here first. Second, Amir knows that I was going to be putting a piece to compete in Cake International, never. And a third, that people will know who I am. It's like, why? I mean, it just blows my mind.
It's crazy.
And and it's just like that. It's just keep working, keep doing what you love, be consistent with it, listen to your customers, listen to everything that is around you, because it's going to tell you the direction where things are going to go. Be open to opportunities, because definitely pays off. Definitely pays off. Yeah.
And on the days that you don't believe in yourself, listen to the people around you who do believe in you. Because they can give you the boost that you need. And also commenting, saying on what Miriam was saying earlier about, we get to have our dream jobs every day, remembering that it doesn't always feel like your dream job every day.
It does.
There are going to be bad days too, where you think, what on earth am I doing this for? And, there are days that you consider a job in Tesco's, or, you really consider that this is not a good idea anymore. But you just keep going. It's, it is our dream jobs, but we still have taxes to do, and all the boring stuff to do as well, and it all seems a bit of a slog sometimes. But then you remind yourself and say, actually, I'm really, really lucky to be here.
100%,
you mentioned that support system, that people around you. Who's your support system, Millie?
Mine, my love. Excuse me.
It's okay.
My lovely husband and my son. I have a lovely, very supportive husband, bless him, he's very black and white about everything. So, I'm very fluffy and artisty about everything. Whereas, my husband is very black and white about everything. So he's very good at calming me down when I might get a little bit overwhelmed with things. And my son, bless him, is wonderful. And my family and friends have all been very supportive through all of this.
Oh, that's lovely. How old is your son?
He's 14. He's 14 now. We're in the fun teenage years currently.
I have one of those.
Yes.
Fun.
But it's been a wonderful job to have while he's been growing up. I started this when he was little, and it's been a wonderful job to have through him growing up and things. And he's my biggest fan, bless him.
Lovely. And as you hear, Emily, and it's we all do get overwhelmed. It doesn't mean because there's another thing. People will think that, we have, or people who's at your level, girls, is like, they have all figured out. It's like they never get overwhelmed, or they know what they're doing all the time. It's like, just laugh at it. If you could see our faces right now, we're all laughing.
Camera, right? We've all just
we
laughed.
know what we're doing. Right, Miriam? Like we do know. We don't know what we're doing half of the time.
No clue what's happening tomorrow. So somebody asked me last week, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I've no clue. I haven't got a clue. Where I'd like to be, we're doing more or less what I'm doing right now. But where are you going to be in 5 years' time? I don't know. I don't have a business plan. I don't have a life plan anymore. Because as we see, things change on a thumbnail.
It
You
is
know, so
true. It is true. It is
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
But
go with the flow.
you know me, I do set my goals and I do ask the question, but I'm still answering the question.
Oh
But I do
damn! I
ask the
said that to
question.
the complete wrong person then, didn't I?
I won't invite you to my goal setting episode. Not for you.
I'll just keep nodding, Christina, but I won't do any of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, at least the question is there, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're true. You know that you don't know where you're going to be 5 years from now, so that's a good thing. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You're
it.
just
Well, I
going
think
to be wherever the ride takes you.
I am, and
Yeah.
also I think because of what we were saying earlier, you know, about kind of chiseling your work as well. The way things have changed so rapidly in the
Mhm.
last few years, we just have to adapt with it, and that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have to deal at the moment. We have to deal with the price of our ingredients and the costs, all of our costs.
Yeah.
I have to deal with now not being able to send certain things to the UK or America or everything. That's just a limit, but I get around it. I've
You
got
get
something
around
in
it, yeah.
place that'll get, so you just have to adapt with it. So I can't exactly tell you where I am, but I'll probably be sitting here in my room playing with Mala, as they say. Mala is like
Making more
plasticine.
flowers.
Yeah, playing without petals and sticking them on wires.
Probably that. Probably that.
Yeah,
But,
probably that.
but I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that because one of the things that I've learned through all of these years with the goal setting and with the time management is that you can set all the goals you want. You can, organize and ask yourself all the questions, but you always have to leave a big room for maneuver. Always,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
you can plan, but usually by March, I realize that half of the things that I plan in January are not going to happen. They're
yeah,
not going to
yeah,
happen or no, they're not going to happen the way I thought they were going to happen, or I'm doing something totally different. So it's okay also to just let it go and just move to whatever the tide is taking you. And that's it. That's it. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Actually, I think that's part of the fun of it as well.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, I
it
think it
is.
probably
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to listen to
yeah,
that part. You
yeah.
have to listen to where
And
the life is going to take you, for sure.
that's right. And I think that's the beauty of being self-employed as well. While people think we're crazy, but actually you can bend and twist an awful lot more.
Yeah. I
And you
think
can adapt.
I enjoy the spontaneity of it. I
Same.
think I
Yeah,
struggle to
same.
be put in a box and
Yeah.
told, right, this
Yeah.
is what you have to do.
Yeah.
If somebody tells me this is what you have to do, generally I'll wander off in the opposite direction
It's just like,
and do something
yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think exactly the same. It's like sometimes those days when you're desperate and you're like, I should just get a job and 9 to 5 and just get my weekends
Yeah.
off and just get a payment every month and that's it. I'm gonna do it. And then I start thinking of all of these other things that
Yeah.
I'm gonna be missing out. And I'm like, oh no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I won't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's
I'll make it work.
I'll make it
Yeah.
work. Yeah, I'll just work for it. That's it. Yeah, but no, I won't. I won't do it. Miriam, your support system. Who's your support
Well,
system?
my husband as well is brilliant because I spend a lot of time, say, kind of making flowers or doing classes or doing whatever online or going to shows. So last year I was at a few of the ones in the UK, and he never even questioned it. Actually, normally he just says, "Why were you away?" That's the usual question.
I
So
love
he's
it.
brilliant. He's brilliant. He never even questions the madness of the game that we're in, because
Yeah.
it is a crazy game. I also have a very small, close-knit group of cake friends who are, you've got your friends, but then we've got our cake friends,
Yeah.
who I kind
Yeah,
of,
that's very true.
it's only a very small group. I don't need hundreds, but it's only a very small group of kind of just really close friends who understand and who support and who we're all going through the same, I suppose, really. So we kind of bat off each other. I've got one or two particular flower friends who, same thing, we just kind of bat off each other. And we just kind of work together, I suppose, on little bits and pieces and projects, different things. And like that, it's just half a dozen really close kind of people that do that, So yeah, it's good. my friends, friends, I think they probably think I'm a bit touched, which I'd say my husband probably thinks it as well,
Yeah.
a small bit, because you have to be. But our
Yeah.
cake friends understand, so that's okay.
Cake
Our
friends.
cake friends get us, don't
Yeah,
they?
they
You know,
Oh,
cake friends get
That's
definitely.
you.
fine.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely. It's
Yeah,
it's funny that you say that because it's true. It's like my friends, they're proud, they're surprised. They like, I didn't know the cake world could be that big. It's like
yeah,
awards, ceremonies,
yeah,
international events. I mean, just
yeah,
make cakes, in their head. I make cakes. That's it. Which I keep telling them. It's been 2 years. I don't make cakes for 2 years. I don't sell cakes for. No, you don't. I thought you were selling cakes. They don't even know. But anyway,
yeah,
but they support me. They're like, oh, they're proud. But then the cake friends, it's different because they really
yeah.
know everything. All the struggles and all, uh, everything that's going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
They
you
get
need to
it.
have
They get it.
those cake friends. Yeah, and
yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah.
definitely.
My husband is the same. My husband is like, so where are you going this year? I'm going to London in February, and then I'm going to Cake International. For now, that's it. Oh, okay. So is that in November? Yes. Oh, okay. Just to know.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband's a bit similar. He's like, where are you going now? Do I
Yeah.
need to get the big suitcase down or the little suitcase? You know?
I told him the other day, would you like to come to Birmingham this year? He's like, no. So why not? It's fun. Well, I could go and just like go sightseeing. I'm not gonna go to your cake show. That's your thing. That's your
Yeah.
thing. Your friends. I
Yeah,
won't be doing anything there. It's like you need to shine your thing. You say hello to everybody. Do your thing. It's like that's for you. That's not for me. But they're just happy and proud of anything that that I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
It's
always
fun.
said that with all of these wonderful award ceremonies that we get to go to and things, I do think they should do a cake husband category.
They
Yeah.
should.
Because
They should.
I think it would be a very popular category for the best cake husband award of the
The
year
best
goes
cake
to
husband. Oh, definitely.
the one that's picked up the cake off the floor and managed to get it to the venue, all of that sort of stuff.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
when I used to bake cakes and take cakes to the wedding, he will be the driver. He will be the one
yeah,
that takes me to the venues. Buy me one last minute ingredient that I forgot. He will go and
yeah,
do it. Yeah, that will be him definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Or taste all the cakes that it's
Yeah.
like, I'm trying this new recipe. Then they will
Do the
take.
washing up, when
Yeah,
you've completely wrecked the
sometimes.
kitchen. Yeah,
Sometimes,
yeah.
yeah, it's true. That would be a good. We should talk to Kelly. Kelly, you should include for next year.
Yeah. We need a suggestion box at the
Cake husband
DMAs,
of the year
please.
award.
That's one of the
Yeah.
Take Husband of the Year award. That's great. That's great. Emily, before you were mentioning about the moment when you found your own style, um,
Yeah.
how did you get there? Because sometimes I'd listen to the listeners, to the community, and some people are concerned. They wonder. It's like, am I
Yeah.
doing the same as everybody else? Am I, how do I stand up from the rest of the lot? So
Yeah.
how was
Yeah.
that moment for you? How did you find it?
I think everybody else recognised my style before me.
Oh,
I knew right from the beginning that I wanted to paint on cakes.
mm-hmm.
I knew, when I first started my business that I was going to be painting on cakes. I didn't want to make sugar flowers. They're just not my thing. I wasn't particularly confident with the piping nozzle. So I came from a graphic design and illustration background, and I've always painted. So when I started working with cakes, picking up a paintbrush and painting on them was sort of what came naturally. At that time, nobody else was doing it. It was a very kind of new thing. So I think I happened to be in the right time, in the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of be part of the painted cake trend, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You found a niche without meaning to, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, I was very aware that I wanted that to be my niche from the beginning. But I think in terms of my style, I think that's been a very organic development. And I think people were very much recognizing my cakes as my cakes before I realized that I had a very specific style. If you know what, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it wasn't something I was consciously doing. I just kind of, that was just me and the way I painted. So, yeah, I had that idea in my mind at the beginning that yes, this was going to be my specialism. But my own style has really just developed over years of practice, really, and years of becoming comfortable in my own art and becoming comfortable in the way I create, I
Yeah.
think.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's lovely because some people think that you have to, like sit down and think about it, and I have to do something different than everybody else, and then I'm going to do this technique, and I'm going to invent something that nobody else invent. But
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you rely on, this is me, this is my art, is what I
Yeah.
am, and you're just letting it flow into your case in this case, because that's why I call everything that I do the art cake something, because it's art. What
Yeah.
we make is art. It's not just cakes.
Yeah.
And you let that flow. And it's funny when you say that, because it's true. People sometimes recognize your style before you do.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is me. I didn't know. Yeah.
And it's not something that you can, like you say, it's not something you can sit down with a pen and paper and decide, right,
Yeah.
this is going to be me. You develop as an artist
Mm-hmm.
over time and through practice, through practice as an artist, whatever you're practicing, whether you're a sculptor or a sugar flower
Mm-hmm.
artist or whatever you're doing, your art develops through you, and that develops through time.
Definitely.
And the more you do something, the more you develop as your own style.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just pick that one out of a book, sadly.
Yeah, you can't. And the thing is, when you force it, like, oh, I'm going to do this, it's not you, so you cannot keep it up for a long time because it's not you.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Yeah.
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 What about you, Miriam? How was it for you to say, this is me, this is my style?
I don't know. I tried all areas of it. I tried figurines and modeling, and I tried to convince myself I liked them. I don't. I hate them. I hate modeling because they have to have matching sides, left and right, and all this. And I
Yeah.
really don't, for a long time, I kind of thought bride and groom sell for the tops of cakes, and, I'll make them, but, little figurines. But I never loved them. I liked making them, but I never loved them. And I just kind of got more into the flowers and more into the intricate, parts of the flowers. And that came from competition side more than anything else, really. And I just kind of thought it's a form of therapy. And probably you're the same with the painting, Emily. It's a form of therapy. You're looking at the cake and you could be looking at it or at the flowers for hours, but it doesn't feel like hours because you're just in the job and you're just in the process of it. So I kind of just, like I was saying earlier, I just kept on narrow down to find exactly what it was I love. I never would have dreamt I would be a sugar florist as my main career. It's not, it's a makey up career, I think, because there's no career guidance person, teacher will tell you, oh yeah, you should make sugar flowers, and people are and it just doesn't. So I just kept on narrowing down, like, when I started first, as I said, I was doing the cakes. I had to pay bills. I had to sell cakes. I had a mortgage, so I had to make money. So I had to do what was there. And then when I stopped doing the cakes and I started to do the cake toppers, you're constantly testing a market anyway to see kind of what's selling and what doesn't sell. Like we were saying, something you think will go won't sell. And for me, I just kept narrowing down, and through the competitions, I finally said, it's the flowers. That's my thing. That's what I want to do. So my phone is full of pictures of flowers, and my Pinterests and all of these so it's all full of flowers because they're just my thing.
Yeah.
So it just takes time. It just takes time. You don't walk in and you don't say, I'm going to be a paint on cakes, that's going to be my career, or I'm going to be a sugar artist, it doesn't happen like that.
No, it's
And
very
for anyone
organic.
starting out, don't cod yourself that you're going to be the same in 10 years time as you are today, or in 5 years time. It's always constantly going to change.
Yeah.
Like in 21 years of my business, it's changed so many times because you just keep moving.
Yeah.
And I think that's our craft as well. It keeps changing,
Yeah.
trends keep changing. So yeah, it was just probably by accident I fell into the flowers, because I did a class, I'd say it was probably 7-8 years ago now, a sugar rose. I still have it inside. And that was the class that made me fall in love with sugar flowers, with Siobhan Buckley. Some of your listeners will remember her. With Siobhan Buckley, she was a fabulous sugar florist. And that was it, and that clicked it. And it was just a class that I went on for a weekend, and that clicked it. And I was like, that is what it is. It's sugar
This
flowers.
is it.
They're my,
Yeah.
they're my,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. But it takes forever.
Yeah. It's but yeah, it's not, yeah, you don't get up one day and say, this is what I'm going to do. No. It's
No,
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 no.
definitely not. You just have to find that thing that you're passionate
And I
about.
think,
Whether
listening to both of us talk as well, we're both very clearly very passionate about flowers. I love my garden. I love gardening. I love being in nature. I grow flowers. I grew up surrounded by flowers. And it sounds like you're very similar, Miriam. So, we've ended up actually doing things that are very much related to our passions in life,
yeah.
but without necessarily being conscious of it.
but actually also two completely different paths as far as flower
Yeah,
goes, because
yeah,
yours are so different to what I do, even though they're both
yeah,
flowers. So it's funny, you find that little corner. And that's why I always say, just don't be afraid, just keep trying it stuff, to keep on
yeah, yeah,
plugging away at it.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And I feel with the flowers like you feel with the modeling, because
Yes.
I love modeling. I love modeling little tiny, pieces. I could
Yeah.
spend hours there, with the left and the right side, whatever, the faces, whatever. But and that's my world when I get there. And it's funny when I stop selling the cakes. And now I'm more focused, of course, in the podcast and the coaching and the groups and the community. So the art has become a therapy now. It's like I do it when I want to do it. It's
yeah,
not a business. I don't try to sell it, or I'm not selling classes either. I just do it for the collaborations or maybe for a competition. So it's a therapy, and I'm falling back in love with when I started with the thing that made me start. And
yeah,
I missed that. I missed that through the business and trying to sell and the hustle and all of that. It's like, oh, I missed this. I missed just sitting and spending hours and just creating one thing just for the
yeah,
sake of
Yeah.
creating it, and that's it. Yeah,
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 But you enjoy it more because the pressure is off, because you don't have to have the specifics for a customer's cake.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can make whatever you want, however
yeah,
you feel like it. So
Yeah.
then you'll enjoy it far more.
It is. It is my meditation. I always say I'm going to meditate.
Yeah.
Even my
Therapy. It's
husband
our
the other day, I
therapy.
was kind of stressed with a lot of things, and he was like, "When are you going to get into some sugar paste? You need sugar paste. You need modeling paste. You need to sit down and do some modeling piece. I mean, do something. Do a little doll. Do something." And it's like, okay, I'm going to do it. He knows that's how I calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Really,
definitely.
we've saved our husbands' fortunes, haven't we, in therapy?
yeah. In therapy, we just do it ourselves. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's great. Girls, social media. How do you feel about social media? Do you think it's absolutely essential for our business, or is just another headache? How do you?
I have a love-hate relationship with
Okay.
social media. I have a real love-hate relationship with it. If I didn't have a business, I probably wouldn't really be on social media. It's not really my bag. Having said that, I always loved Instagram. I loved Instagram for years because I loved sharing photos. I loved seeing other people's photos, and that interaction that you got with Instagram, it always used to feel like a really happy place to be.
Yeah.
And I did used to really enjoy it. But Instagram's changed a lot over the last sort of year or so, and I have really fallen out of love with it, and I have to really force myself to post on Instagram now.
Mhm.
And I think Facebook the same, really. I just look at it as a tool.
Yeah.
And I don't love it. And I think when you don't love it, you don't maybe engage with it as much as you need to for it to actually work for you.
Definitely.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. We were talking, actually, I was talking with my sister-in-law the other day about how much Instagram changed, because when it started, it was very visual. So you just
Yeah.
look at the things that you love. If it was flowers, it was flowers. If it was cakes, it was cakes. And, you had like a structure there of the things that you love and the people that you wanted to follow. But it has changed so much that now it feels like, you're constantly bombarded with the reels and the publicity and the thing, and
And
you just want to
adverts
look at
and things
pictures.
all of the time.
Yeah.
And stuff that's not really relevant to me. But you
Yeah.
end up being drawn into it.
Yeah.
And then you end up sort of falling down a doom scrolling hole
Oh my God.
where you're just sat, you sat there scrolling, and then you look up and you're like, where did that hour go? What have I been doing?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm doing a cleansing of social. Like, I go there to put the content and to interact with the community, and just get out, forget it,
Yeah.
run away.
Yeah.
Because it has changed a lot. But in the other hand, it's kind of necessary for what we do, right? To showcase what
you
we
have
do.
to be. You have to be on it. You do have, especially where we don't have a shop front, and you have to be. It's just the times we live in, I guess. But for me, I think same as you. I'm on it. It'd be the first thing I turn on in the morning, 'cause if there was orders on it or whatever. But because it's changed so much, I just do posts. If they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. I don't get into ads on it because I've never found them to work. And I post up just in groups, and that's it. I never post anything personal on it, because nobody's business out there, only the people it's concerned. So I feel like you have to be on it, but now they've made it such hard work to actually get a reach. But I suppose the way I look at social media is, I mean, people give out about Facebook and, kind of, they want me to buy ads, or they want me to do this, do that. But the way I look at it is, we're there as a courtesy of Facebook. It's not costing us money to be on it. So if I do what I need to do on it, in the groups or the posts or whatever, and that's it. I don't get kind of, I get what you're saying with the flicking, Emily, you're there, or, TikTok or any of these. It's just like, it's a waste of life just being on it. But at the same time, we have to be on it some little bit. So for me, I kind of just post on Facebook, share it across to my pages, share it into my groups. That's it. That's what I do. I just kind of keep it simple, because they're all talking lately about, these algorithms and this. I can't. You'd need a full-time employee to do all of that.
Yeah.
I don't mind making a little video for Instagram occasionally. I don't mind. But when you're expected to make them that are exactly the right length, to exactly the right piece of music, with exactly the right words, and post it exactly the right time of the day, that's me being put in a box and me running away.
Exactly.
Because I don't like being told what to do. So I'm, that's the artist in me is like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not our job is not being on social media. It's not being a social media manager, influencer, or whatever. Our job is to be creative. So it's like, no, I'm not, I get
like
you.
it's a useful tool in that, where you get seen and noticed and everything so well. But it's so much work. Do you know?
It is much work.
Like, I've turned off, I've done it a long, long time ago. I've turned off all notifications for social media, because my phone would ping for a text message, it'd buzz for a Facebook message, there'd be some sort of a chime for and I was losing my mind one day. I was like, I'm sitting here waiting for the phone. Which app is that? Which is this? Which is that? And I was just like, just turn them off. I just check them every now and again, and that's it.
Yeah,
because
I think it's the way forward. It is the way forward.
I just muted everything, and if I see it, I see it. I'll see
that's
it
lovely. It's lovely that you shared that. That's what I wanted to ask you, because also some of our listeners, especially the people who's starting, think that they have to be, constantly on social media, or they have to be in all the platforms, and they have to engage. And of course, I try to help them, given the information of how it works and what you should do. But I always end up the classes or the coaches about social media with, this is how it works, but you decide how long you stay there. You decide what to do. You decide if you want the notifications or if you really want to engage or not. And I love that you share that, because people can see, like, these ladies have businesses, win awards, win competitions,
Yeah.
are great cake artists, and
Yeah.
they're not on social
We're
media
not,
all the time.
we're not a slave to the
Yeah, you don't need
the social media algorithm.
you don't need to be.
You know,
Definitely not. Definitely
Plus,
not.
no.
also, I think what we need to know is not all social media platforms work for our business.
Oh,
So
definitely. Yeah.
TikTok isn't particularly good for a cake business. Pinterest is, because it's
Yeah.
pictures. So
Yeah.
because we have a visual product, you can be on all the platforms that you like, and I'm on a good few of them. But I don't post regularly in most of them because they just don't work for my business.
It's just knowing where
You
to
know.
put your energy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Or do one post, share it to everywhere. If it works, it
Yeah.
works.
Where
Don't
your
get hung up on
customers
it.
really are and what really works for your business. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's it.
You know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
it's I love that you share that, because that's one of the, I think, the most the most recurrent issue in the community and in the group is either pricing or social media. Those are usually the ones
Yeah.
that people tend to go to. Yeah.
And I think we're all very good at looking at other people on social media and thinking, gosh, well, she's smashing it because, she's posting every day and, all of her or him, whoever it may be, they're getting loads of views, they get, all of this stuff. But then you have to remember that that's not sustainable,
No.
not unless you have a team of people around you doing it for you.
Yeah.
So, yes, all of these people who are, smashing it on social media, they're putting so much of their time and energy into it. And actually, it's the genuine engagement you need. It's the genuine engagement of the people that are going to buy your product, who are going
Yeah.
to come on your course, who are, all of that kind of stuff. The people that just kind of like to watch you dance aren't necessarily the
they're not your
people that you
customer.
need.
That's not me. I'm not gonna be dancing on TikTok.
Do you know what I mean,
Yeah.
though? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And now that you mentioned that, and trying to connect with the first idea that you were mentioning when we were talking about the words, a lot of people, when they see in what they see on social media is actually, is a picture, is a
Oh, yeah, it's a
tiny minute
snapshot
in the
of our
life of somebody
lives.
that looks like, oh,
Yeah.
they're doing a lot and I'm not doing enough. And then imposter
Yeah.
syndrome comes because you think, I'm missing out. Everybody's doing everything and I'm not. I'm not in all
Yeah.
the, I don't know, cake competitions or collaborations or whatever, and everybody else is. And
Yeah.
then the that imposter syndrome, that what am I doing here? I'm not doing enough, comes in. And at the end of the day, it's all about the interaction with the people you're serving, your clients, your students. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can be in competitions, you can be in magazines, you can be in awards, and you don't have to be in social media all the time. Definitely not.
No.
I want to know
And you
you.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, like you say, you do have to remember that the picture that you see of whoever it is on social media, they're choosing the best parts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's it's incredibly curated.
Oh yeah.
I put the best parts of my day onto Instagram or into my stories or into whatever I'm doing because A, you probably don't want to see the boring bits, and B, there's things that I don't want to share either because, like you say, we all feel like we're not good enough sometimes,
Yeah.
So we all choose to put the best bits of ourselves out there on social
Definitely.
media. So,
Yeah.
Comparing your worst day to somebody else's best bits isn't fair.
It is.
It's not fair on yourself.
And it's not always like that. That's not the reality all the time. So yeah,
No,
definitely. Yeah.
today I've sat doing admin, eating hobnobs in my pajamas for quite a lot of the day. to be, and that's not glamorous.
It is
But
not.
it's what's happened, that's been my day.
Yeah, and it's not. But you could have done a
Yeah.
reel with that. No, I'm kidding.
I could have done. I don't know.
could have done a
I
reel.
probably would have got more views, to be honest, than any of the other ones.
That's true, because then there's another thing.
TikTok
Then you
gold
post.
there, Emily. TikTok gold.
There you go. I mean, sometimes you post the most. I mean, you think like, oh, I'm just gonna put it there, like, I don't know, a selfie of you drinking coffee,
Yeah.
and it gets more views than your cakes, and you're like,
Yes.
really?
It's always slightly worrying, that.
It is worrying. It is worrying. But I guess that depends on what people really want to see or not. If you can give a message to the cake community, to the people who's actually starting in the business and looking up to you girls as artists and as cake artists and people who have achieved so much, because again, if we look at your lives from the social media perspective, where we meet everyone, right? Oh, Emily, has courses and went to India to host the show. That's amazing. You have to tell them about that. Went to India to host the show, and Miriam won Bake International Best in Show, and you see all of these accomplishments. You say, oh, I'm never gonna get there, or this is too far away for me. If you could give them a message to them, because you gave a message to yourself 10 years ago, but if you can give a message to those people listening, what would that be?
Yeah. Well, I think very similar to what I've just said, don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle or somebody else's end.
Mm-hmm.
We all start somewhere and we all develop over time and we all get somewhere. So, if you're starting your journey painting on cakes or making sugar flowers, don't compare your first steps to my 12 years down the line, because they're not going to be the same.
Yeah.
But you will get there. If you keep working, keep believing in yourself, keep practicing, keep doing the things that you love, you will get there. But yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, I think is the saying, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I would say take it slow, because a lot of people, when they start up in business and they're like, I want to do this and this and this and this. You physically can't. You just physically can't do it all. Like we were saying, most of the time we're on our own. We're working on our own, and our husbands are great support, but they only understand to an extent, as well. And I would say take it slow, build up your name. Even if you're making a cake to test something out and post that, so build it up so they're suddenly saying, did you see the cake Emily put up last week? And you're kind of starting to build it up that way. Build up your relationship with your other cake makers in similar fields and your suppliers and all that. And just take it slow and enjoy it, really, because it's hard enough work. So I think it's really important to enjoy it. Like, we'll all take on jobs that we really don't want to do because you've got a bill to pay. We'll all do that. But I think just kind of keep on kind of working hard, and if you really believe in what you have or your product or that, eventually it'll kick in. It takes time. It does take an awful long time. Don't think you're going to reach that in a year or 2 years or 5 years. It is a long road, but it's, I think, knowing how rewarding it can be, whether it's just that your business is a success or you made a few quid this week. If it's only just something as simple as that, or I made enough to pay off a bill, or I had my cake featured on Cakes Decor, or any of those kind of little gold.
Celebrate every goal, every little
milestone,
victory, every little thing.
Every little milestone, because they're a really important kind of part of your journey as well. But I would definitely say just start out slow, build up your thing. Don't be afraid to ask people questions, and just really just kind of learn your trade. Like, often I teach to students, and I'd often kind of say, if you really understand your ingredient or your raw material that you're using, you'll make a far better product rather than just delving in. So if you really understand your business and your customers, then that will stand to you. It'll always kind of stand
Definitely.
to you. That's what I would say. Yeah. And don't be afraid to don't be afraid to change, like we were talking about earlier, and don't be afraid to kind of step outside your comfort zone a little small bit, because that can lead you then to bigger and better things as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. And thank
There
you
you
for
go.
sharing that. People should celebrate their little achievements and little goals,
Yeah.
because I
Yes.
keep saying that and people don't get it. It's like, yeah, do it. Nobody's going to celebrate it for you. You have to celebrate your achievements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
little
Absolutely.
things, when you mentioned that, Miriam, and when we look back, for me, it's going to be 17 years this year. Baking, well, not baking, but in the cake business. It's when you look back, you you really realize that, it was the journey. It was not that
Yeah.
I'm here at this moment. It
Mm.
was the journey that brought me here.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
those little cakes, and I remember the cakes, the people that I sold them to, the cakes that I loved, the cakes that I hated, the clients that were happy, the clients that were not happy,
Yeah.
the times
Yeah.
that I was stressed, and the times that I was not, and you realize it's like, it's all that's all that made me get to where I am right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And every single one of those was a lesson, and you've learned something from it. You've learned from the successes, and you've learned from the mistakes, and
Yeah,
and it's all made you who you are,
definitely.
as a person and as a business person.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, um, and yeah,
And
it is.
change.
It's a
And all
journey.
the
It's a
knocks
journey.
and failures as well, they all kind of make it,
Yeah.
all those little slices of cake make the whole cake.
Oh yeah.
That's basically
I
what
like
it is.
that. Oh, I
So
like that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's all just kind of, every time you kind of burnt a cake, or every time you made a mistake, or you made a mess up, and you got up and you redid it and you did it better, that's what makes the journey. And
Yeah.
that's what you have to kind of sit up and do as well. Not be
Oh,
afraid of making mistakes. We've all done it, every
Yeah.
single one of us.
all of us.
Anyone that
We
tells you
have.
it hasn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
all done it. We've all made mess ups, and it's
Oh,
how
yeah.
you deal. It's like, so many times you see on social media, like people saying, how do I deal with this situation? Well, first of all, you take it off social media, because that's
Yeah.
not the place for
Exactly.
Thank you for that. Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Take it off. It's a private matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few groups on Facebook, and I'm very clear on them. This is not a place to defame anybody or to complain. If you have a problem with somebody, you go direct to them, and that's what you do. So, I mean, you see that so many times, and it's how you deal with a mess up, or a mistake or damage or something like that. It's how you deal with that builds your business and builds your
That
trust
bits you up.
as
Yeah.
well from your
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I love these girls. We should do like
We
those
should have drinks next Saturday night. That's what we should do.
That's what we should do.
yeah,
We
definitely.
can arrange that.
We
Yeah.
can really
We could dress up. We could dress up for that occasion.
do
My
that.
gold shoes.
Emily has gold shoes.
Got the shoes. Very good. I got the dress. I got the shoes. I got the purse. I got
It's a
everything. Let's
date.
go. Yeah. Actually, I was talking to Marta Torres because we were traveling together on Saturday morning, and she was saying, Christina, I remember when your luggage got lost, so maybe you should consider taking your dress and a backpack. And I was like, So she's like, and I think she's taking her
Top
dress,
tip.
but also in a small bag with her. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we don't want to get there without a dress. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Thank you
Yeah.
for reminding me that. So,
Hand luggage all the way. Yeah,
and
all the
like,
way.
absolutely.
definitely. I always finish this. Well, before we finish, because we're almost there, almost. I mean, it's been a long episode, but we're having so much fun talking. And what I would say is, besides getting together on Saturday, is you have shared so much insight, and maybe we should create like I don't know, like inspirational speaker cake group thing. I mean, it's great. We should do that. There are now inspirational groups for everything. We should do one cake inspirational group thing. We'll think about that.
We could do inspirational sound bites, to get people through their day.
That's
I
right.
used to listen to a few years ago. I haven't listened to it for a while actually. It was a podcast that was like inspirational quotes to start your day with.
Okay.
And maybe we should do an inspirational cake quotes to start your day with.
Stay with. We should do that. Don't give me ideas, because every time somebody gives me an idea, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that.
We'll
Let's
have a
do
new
that.
group started.
I'm going to open another group to do that. Don't worry.
Yes.
Um, any predictions for the awards?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not going
No,
down that road.
No.
no,
Had to
no.
ask. I'm sorry.
No, I really don't, because it's open to so many different factors. So first of
Yeah.
all, they
Yeah,
had to be nominated. Then I think that the judges nominate or narrow it down, and then it was public vote again, and then it was judged. So it's
Yeah, there's
actually
a lot
open
of
to
yeah,
things
so
going
many
on. Yeah.
factors. It's not
yeah.
just who's got the highest profile. Doesn't matter.
No,
Matter.
It really
Yeah.
no,
doesn't matter. I think,
yeah,
and who's done the best in competitions doesn't matter. It's really interesting. Awards ceremony, actually, because of all of that, because there's a lot of different kind of factors, I think. But yeah,
yeah.
no,
There's a really
it's
diverse selection of people as well, which is really
totally,
Yeah.
lovely.
yeah, which is lovely,
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
yeah,
because I
really
mean,
lovely.
even in some of the categories, there's people who are very high profile and not so high, so, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
lovely. That's really nice, actually.
I love it. And
Um,
I think that's one of the things that I love about this, how Kelly is organizing everything. It's really
uh-huh,
giving a chance to a lot of people from
yeah,
yeah,
all
yeah,
backgrounds, from I
yeah,
mean all levels of expertise. And I think I mean even like our community, I mean there was never an award for a K community, and she included
yeah,
that, which is
yeah. And
great.
actually, I really do
yeah,
think as well that, like, Kelly Jane she is an amazing supporter of artists of all levels. And I've
Yeah.
seen that
yes,
in her magazine for the last kind of couple of years, that she really wants people to be featured, not just, she had a post up on it that, do you have to be famous to be in your magazine? No, you don't. She's a real, um,
yeah.
yeah, a real hero, a real supporter for
A
A
real
real
creators.
support.
supporter. Yeah, a
Yeah.
She is
champion for people.
yeah, she loves to see kind of people developing and
Yeah,
moving on and getting
Oh, I love
recognized
it.
and everything. And it's lovely to see,
yeah,
because so often you kind of see same names, same
yes,
faces,
Yeah.
same,
No,
yeah,
and actually it's lovely.
she's really making
yeah.
a
It
difference,
attracts.
I
Yeah.
think. And I told her, if she's listening, if you're listening to this episode,
Yeah, Kelly Jane, you
Kelly,
better be.
Yeah, you better be listening.
I'm trying to get her to the podcast, but she says she's shy. And I was like, no, you don't.
Oh,
This is us talking. But she will be here. I
Yeah,
know you're listening. So if you're listening, you're gonna get to the show
yeah,
one day.
yeah. We'll fill her with
And
drinks
I
Saturday
told
night.
Yeah,
yeah,
and I told her in person when we were at Cake International, I said, I love the work that you're doing. I love how much you're supporting everyone. And I love that you're still you, you know? It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter how much
yeah.
the magazine is growing and how much and the awards and everything. She's still the most
Yeah.
approachable person,
She's
nice
so
lady.
approachable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
Supporting of
yeah,
yeah,
everyone. Yeah, great.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so no
She's
prediction. Okay, I
very
had to ask. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, so let's remove the prediction part and let me ask you, what are you expecting on that night? I'm just blown away with the fact that we're going to be in a castle.
Well, I'm quite excited about
Yeah,
that too, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
yeah.
So
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
expecting lots of cuddles and lots of,
Yeah,
seeing people that I haven't seen for so long, and
yeah,
definitely.
just lots of cuddles. I
Yeah.
think is what I'm
yeah.
Oh yeah,
expecting, and lots
for
of
sure.
I think
giggles.
so.
For sure.
Actually, I'm expecting it to be, even though it's in a beautiful looking castle and it's black tie, I'm actually expecting it to be a really relaxed night, because it has that
Yeah,
sort of vibe about it, with all the just with all the posts and everything that I've been seeing. It
yes,
just is
yeah,
really just, there's no airs and graces about it from what I'm seeing anyway. That it's
Yeah.
just,
yeah,
it looks like
It
it's just going
sounds,
to
it
be
feels
good
really
fun.
familiar, right? It like I was like a
yes,
lot of hugs
Yeah,
and cuddles. It's like seeing your family again, but in a fancy
yeah,
place.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. In a fancy
Okay,
dress and gold
great.
shoes.
I cannot wait, girls. Well, we're almost there. Almost there. See you in a couple of
Yay!
weeks. Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. And go, because I always have the same questions to all my guests. And I think I already asked you, Miriam, but I'm gonna ask you again. If you could bake and decorate a cake for anyone dead or alive, who would that
Ooh.
person be, and what would that cake look like?
You can go first, Miriam.
Dream is
I heard
thinking.
I heard this question actually on your podcast this week, and I was kind of thinking on it.
Mm.
Oh, there's probably a few. One
Mhm.
I would bake a cake for is Evelyn, she was a very close family member.
Mhm.
and I would love one more conversation with her. I'd really love to. And it would be, there'd be flowers on it, of course.
Oh, lovely.
She was just somebody who was very important in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, because I've been thinking
Oh,
about it since I listened to the podcast. She's just one of those people that made a huge mark on my life. And with all that's been happening, I would just love Evelyn and Noel. They would be my two. Noel was my godmother, and they would be two people I would love to bake a cake for. I just, actually, I wouldn't even bake cake. I'd just drink a cup of tea with them. I'd love to
yeah.
just sit down with them for one more conversation.
One more chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one more chat, because they'd have cake, because they both always baked, and they'd bring a
Oh,
tin of cake. So they'd have cake. But yeah, the Evelyn and Noel, particularly now, I would love them to be about. But anyway, that's what I
oh,
would make them for.
well, wherever they are, they're
Oh, they're
drinking the
watching.
tea,
Yeah, they're watching.
thinking of
Yeah,
you,
they're watching.
watching
Probably
you.
drinking
No.
tea
Oh,
together.
oh, that's
Yeah,
lovely,
that's what I
Miriam.
do.
That's lovely,
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
Well, as you've gone down the sentimental route, I'm going to go
Mm.
down the sentimental route too,
Oh,
and say that, yeah, I'd like to bake a cake for my mum,
oh,
because she's the reason that I love gardens and gardening and flowers so much. And I lost her when I was 15, and so I didn't, know her as a grown up.
yeah.
But she's the reason that I love flowers.
Mm.
I grew up surrounded by flowers all of the time,
Oh,
and yeah, I'd like to make her a cake.
oh, that's
Yeah.
lovely. Filled with flowers
Just for
too.
another chat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
too
just
right.
kind
Yeah,
of, yeah,
absolutely.
Just
yeah,
sit down,
Yeah,
have a chat. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
It would
Just
be
to catch
yeah.
nice,
up.
but
One day.
yeah.
One day for sure. We're all gonna get
Well,
there.
we can still talk to them, but we just can't eat cake with them. So I guess,
Exactly.
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
well,
I
well,
talk to my mum all the time when I'm gardening. I plant
same.
things, and I plant things and go, yeah, I know you're telling me that I put it in the wrong place, but it's going there anyway.
it's
You
funny.
know.
Yeah, but it's funny because the people that we love that are not around us anymore, but there are these moments when they, you kind of feel that they're there. And I do. I play
Mhm.
the dialogue in my head and I talk out loud, and I'm like,
Mm.
either I'm crazy, which is okay because I'm already are. It's like whatever, or they're actually listening. So yeah,
So
it's
who
like,
would you make a cake for, Christina?
Yeah.
Who would
oh,
you
I
make
never
one
asked
for?
myself that question.
Yeah.
Now, both of my grandmothers were they were cake artists as well. They were
Ah,
bakers, and my grandmother in my dad's side made the most beautiful flowers. She baked delicious cakes, but she was a very strong lady with a very tough temper. So she never let any of us in the kitchen ever. And I wish I learned something with her, but she never let me. But so in a way, it's like I want to share what I know, but I also want to show her like I learn, even though you didn't
your
teach
journey.
me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's from my
yeah.
dad's side, and from my mom's side, because I never my mom's mom died when my mom was a baby, was little. She was 7, so we never met our grandmother, but it was a person who was very important for the whole family, and everybody talks about her like she was there all the time, and I know she baked and decorated cakes as well. So I would love to make them.
Oh.
Yes, my grandma's for sure. My grandma's for sure. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's love. Oh, we got all happy and sentimental today.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. Girls, thank you so much. It took us a little bit longer than I expected, but we had fun. Thank you so much for being here today and for taking the time to share this this hour with us here in the RK Coach podcast. A big kiss for both of you. I love you both, and I cannot wait to give you a big, big, big hug. Not this Saturday,
The
next
cuddles
Saturday.
are coming. The cuddles are coming.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much, girls, and I hope to have you
It's
in the
been a
show one more
pleasure.
time. So thank you very much. Love
to
you.
see you all in 10
Um,
days.
Yes.
2 Saturdays.
Yeah,
2 Saturdays.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say goodbye, as I always say goodbye to everyone listening to the show. Stay safe and stay creative, guys. I'll see you all next time.
Bye.
See you later.